All right, so I'm obviously not going live, but it is what it is, man. I'm not going to fight with the internet today. We are in the process of a storm. There's a big ass hurricane coming here. I just restarted the internet, but it's not any better, so just going to have to deal. The purpose of this message, man, is to point shit out. That's what my purpose in life is, I feel like, man. That's what I do in the music industry. I'm here to help. I'm here to target things that I feel like that should be targeted. This whole MAM fest, micro apocalyptic madness. God, that's fucking hard to say. I knew that this was going to be shit. I've been watching this festival for probably the past month. I've seen a lot of people that I know that are playing on the festival, what were playing on the festival, that are not there anymore. I'm not sure what the fucking cause of the concert not happening is. But I know that this dude, this Jeremy W. Smith, because that's the first profile that I saw him with. That's the one that shared messages together with me. It doesn't seem to exist anymore. This guy was booking a festival over 10 years ago in Pasco in a farm and some big like open grass property. And he had hit me up about how to do it and advice, and he was picking my brain. And I didn't know who he was. He had found me and started asking me questions. So I do what I always do. I talked to him and tried to help him, tried to pick his brain and figure out what the fuck was going on and how it was that I could help him. Well, he started saying trigger shit. There was words like charity, but don't know who the charity is yet. There were tickets that were starting to be sold, but the sponsors weren't announced. I knew people that were playing on this festival back then. I could name, okay, so Duct Tape Face was one of the people I know was on there, but his group was supposed to play that concert. I'm pretty sure Ken Kong was supposed to go to that thing and perform at that show. Again, this was a long, long time ago, but it's music for me, and I have a pretty selective memory. I remember music shit. I don't remember anything in my personal life. Today is my anniversary of my girlfriend, and she woke up and told me anniversary, and I remember that our anniversary is on the 28th, but not that today was the 28th. You know what I'm saying? So my brain is very selective. When I seen this dude, his face triggered. When I seen the flyer, it triggered. When I saw some of the bands that were on this flyer, trigger. So I hit up some of them. I'm not going to name who they are because they've chosen not to be a part of this shit. But I messaged 3 bands that I knew of that were on this fucking show and was like, hey man, can you tell me what's going on? I would love to talk about like your information and to make sure that this shit is all legit. Again, I can't mention those people, but I really tried to get in front of this fucking thing. So I've been rabbit holing for probably the past 2 weeks. I've talked to several of these bands, and I've talked to several people who bought tickets, several people who have been watching this thing unfold, and the internet doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. So if you go down the rabbit hole, you can follow the flyer, right? You can follow J.W. Smith. You can follow Heaven and Hell Productions. You can see who shared and when they shared and when things canceled. You can see all of this stuff. So that's all I did, man. I went backtracking, right? So J.W. Smith, I haven't seen a promotion on his page at all. I scrolled like to the beginning of August, and you would think that a promoter that was doing a huge festival would be promoting a festival. I don't see it. I go to the sponsors that are on this flyer, and none of the sponsors have been sharing this festival. None of them. I mean, I'm trying to find the flyer again. But there were several of these people, these sponsors that didn't share this event at all leading into this concert. So here I'm gonna name them off. There's a Constance After Dark. There's Classic Cases. And there's 2 others that aren't on this flyer that were on a past version that also didn't share. One of them had a chick. It was an animated chick in the bottom as the logo. But none of these sponsors, these big logos at the bottom of the flyer, none of them had shared this event. And so that's a red flag for me too. I'm seeing all the people who are sharing the event, all the names that are on the event, and I'm like, wow, This is a whole big thing. So I see the dude. The dude didn't know that this event canceled. They're like, hey man, I see that the event canceled. Nobody told me. I saw Tammy Guerin that was like, hey bro, I realize you're having a hard time and sorry about your dad, but you need to tell people this thing has canceled. You need to refund everybody's fucking money, which still hasn't been done to this point. The dude sold a whole bunch of fucking tickets for an event, again, that didn't happen. Okay? That's why I'm doing this right here. Understand, I'm not just trying to shit on some random person. That is not my intent in life, ever, fucking at all. I'm here to help people. This time, I'm trying to help you. I can't always help the team that I want to help. They're not always doing the right shit. You got to help the people that need the fucking help, that are on the right side of needing that help, right? That's you. That's why I'm talking about this. So, again, I saw a lot of shit about this event that was very unsettling to me and didn't look like it was going to be okay. So, one of the people who are posting trying to save face for this thing is Charles Miller. I don't know Charles Miller. It looks like Charles Miller is not in a place to know what is happening. It seems like he's just trying to be supportive of a person who he thinks is doing the right thing. And I admire that. It's an admirable trait to stand up for somebody who you think should be stood up for, and you're not sure about that situation. It's admirable, but it's also ignorant. It is what it is, man. You don't jump to save somebody's ass if they just got done fucking murdering somebody and the people trying to attack them are trying to stop a murderer. That's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? You got to know that the person you're helping is the person you should be helping. Not just blind loyalty. That's fucking crazy. So Charles Miller, he's been posting trying to say that there's something up in the works just to make up for this event. Keep an eye out for a flyer or a post. It's not going to be big. Okay, but like, this festival is huge. I know somebody, one person, who hit me up and said that they lost $230 in this event. Just one person. But we're not talking about all of the people, because I had two other bands that hit me up, was like, hey bro, do you know anything about what's going on? Is it canceled? We lost money. So I'm supposing that bands had to pay to get on this festival, but then fans had to pay to go to the festival. I'm supposing that all the food trucks had to pay a fee to set up for the festival, and boy did he have a whole lot of them apply. There's Cynthia Valentina, who has been trying to be diligent on this guy's post, calling him a scammer, because that's what he is. Tampa Bay Metal Scene is on this post, saying that for questions, you can go to mamfest.net. There are no answers on mamfest.net. There's nothing on there. Like, there's nothing on J.W. Smith post talking about, hey, I'll be back with all of you soon. My dad died. Be patient. Okay, I'm not trying to be shitty, bro. My mom committed suicide. She shot herself in the head. So my mom has a birthday too. My mom falls into Mother's Day and my birthday and Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the other times that I used to celebrate holidays with my mom. She's there just like anybody else who has lost people in life. I would never use her as an excuse for canceling a big fucking festival that had been promoted for a very long time. Your dad was dead the year before, and you set up this festival knowing it was going to fall on this platform. You set the fucking dates. Using your dead father is the raunchiest, most shitty fucking thing a person could do while fucking a whole bunch of people. It's deniably shitty. You're a terrible fucking person, JW. JW Smith, you're a fucking terrible ass person. So it looks like he's done the same fucking thing he did a decade ago. He set up a failure event. He's put a whole bunch of names on some shit that not only didn't know that they were on there to start with, but have disappeared since. I had a homie of mine, Ray Gotti, hit me up and said the original version of this flyer had his name on it. And he never talked to nobody about playing this show. He never agreed to play the show, but his name was on the fucking flyer. So I imagine that there are a lot more names on this flyer that didn't even know. You know what I mean? I imagine that there's some of these brands at the bottom, Fran Hash Law Group. I have to wonder if there's a lawyer that actually was a sponsor for this thing, because a lawyer, you would have to think, would be diligent in looking at what this guy has done and how his past has gone and the failed attempts at every fucking thing he seems to have done musically. So, digging further back, I go into this mamfest.net and I start looking around and I find this Charles Miller. Charles Miller did a post September 24th at 3:33 p.m. that says, I talked to Lou earlier today from Scooter Haven. That's where the show was supposed to be played. He said, reach out to JW if you need to get your money back. Plus, he said he will honor the cabins if you want to come up, but you got to get in touch with him to let him know there is something going on Friday and Saturday, but he did not say yet, but it does have to do with music. So Charles, it seems to me, is really trying to help this situation because he knows it's shit the bed. And again, I have to say respect to Charles, because I really feel like this dude doesn't know what the fuck is going on. If he does, and that's what all this is, then Charles is just as bad as JW. But I have to say, I really don't think that's the case. I can't say one way or the other, this is speculation, but I am going to say it doesn't appear that Charles knows what's going on. So Charles did that post, and it has 68 comments. 2 reactions, 68 comments. So apparently a lot of people know who Charles is, even though I don't. I'm going to go through some of these comments, the most relevant. William Magoo says, that's cool now, but those are still not cabins, those are sheds. I know a lot of people that are upset about the false advertisement. Nothing against you, Uncle Charles. I'm just saying that's pretty shady to do, you know. Maybe this is karma, it does come in all forms. Now, what karma he's talking about, I have no fucking idea. But karma's a bitch, and if you're doing shitty shit, it does come back to bite you in the ass. Now, I got to scroll a little ahead and see these cabins. They're not fucking cabins. They're wood, what do you call a wood fencing outside with a fucking canopy covering it, like a carport canopy over top of the lattice fencing. And there's beds and a rug on the fucking ground out there. That's where you're staying. That's the cabins, okay? So to move forward in this, I'm going to have to let you know I can't see all the comments. Again, Florida is not my favorite market, and I have blocked a lot of these fucking people. And it seems like for good reason. The first comment I'm not seeing is from Heather V. Unfiltered. Heather Vallone and I, we started out as friends, but then she went talking mad shit and jumped on the favorite team. And bro, I've never been a popular dude, but whatever. I can't see what she commented, but I can see the reply. Heather V. Unfiltered, I understand, but they should be calling them cabins. They should not be calling them cabins. They should call them something else, because it gives people false advertisement what they are renting. They're not fucking cabins. It's fence with a canopy. And you can go to Charles's post. His name is Charles Miller. The post was on September 24th at 3:33 p.m. You can go and check this out for yourself. I'm not going to read all these comments, but I'm going to read the significant ones. So Charles Miller says to William Magoo, it was the promoter that did not. Scooter Haven, it was JW that made the post about being cabins. William says otherwise. I think those are awesome, and that's a badass setup. Still was going to go no matter what. They are really nice nooks, and I do like how they are taller, so the heat will rise up higher, so the AC will keep you cooler. Again, this is a lattice fence. Heat and air conditioning, I have to imagine, are just going to be fucking irrelevant. There's an outdoor canopy that covers this bitch. That heat goes up, and it goes out the holes. Because this thing is connected with fucking pull cords. It's not a roof. They're not walls. It's a fence. This is outside with a door on it. So heat and AC, I don't think either one of those are relevant. Then there's a roll of pictures that show this cabin. They seem to be trying to pump up Scooter Haven, and I'm not going to shit on Scooter Haven. I don't know anything that they did to do whatever. They don't seem to have a role that plays in this. It seems to be Heaven and Hell Productions and JW Smith. JW Smith says, no, Scooter Haven said cabins to me, so I called them what they said. Again, the promoter is jumping out being like, no, you're wrong. They told me cabins, so I said cabins. Dude, me being a promoter, running a record label, having booked hundreds of fucking concerts, if I saw a venue like this and was like, yo, that's where people are staying, I would take pictures and show these people, hey, this is what you're fucking paying for. This is where you're going to stay. I don't know if you knew this or not, but this is it right here. Is that cool? You don't put people in a fucking a gridded fence with a canopy on top and make them pay for it without knowing that that's what they're fucking paying for. $50 a night for a hole outside, that's trash. I don't care who the fuck is set that up. That's trash. Just tell them it's fucking primitive camping, bro. Bring a fucking tent. That's what you got. You put them in a tent. It's weird shit. Justin Dawson says, it's a pole barn on concrete slab with heavy-duty canvas and 2 wood-framed walls. Looks sturdy, better than a tent, but primitive living. I would smoke the fuck out of that thing. Yeah, it's outside. It looks like somewhere you would have a campfire without having a campfire. So what was the festival? All good? Deleted. There's 43 fucking comments on this. Did not know what the promoter was doing. That is the part on the promoter. He still did not know what he was doing. He bit off more than he could chew. Plus his ticket sales were down and he kept on switching the prices. They're not as bad as you think. We have stayed up there 3 different times and won those that are original ones, but were built there when he first started. There's other ones that look like mini houses. To be honest, Magoo is right, and those sheds could be made better. That's the owner's responsibility. I'm not renting them, period. That was a shit show from the start. Like I said before, there's other ones he just built. These are the new ones that were just put up. It's a video I'm not going to watch. So everybody's talking about the cabins, but I mean, bro, they're fucking sheds. They look like FEMA sheds. Like legit. They're still showing Tyvek on the top. I can still see a crack in the middle of the roof. These things are not sealed. They're not fucking weatherproof. They're not bug proof. And it's hot in Florida right now, y'all. It hit 115 degrees the other day. If I would have known this is what I was going to camp in, I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have paid for that. So there's a lot of people going on and on and on about these fucking cabins. The cabins are not even the part I'm worried about. The part I'm worried about is all the support that this fucking concert had. This festival. So the festival itself, man, it was supposed to be for Friday, October 10th, October 11th, and October 12th. There's still 2 weeks ahead of this date where whatever could be done to fix it, whatever situation was going to happen could be, put into a smaller form and done something. You know what I mean? You didn't have to cancel the whole goddamn thing. You don't cancel 2 weeks ahead because of weather or anything that you're going to get paid fucking insurance back for. So this thing is basically just a hoax. This flyer is a whole ass hoax. Here, this is the one I'm talking about, so you guys know. So the whole shit is just it was never planned to happen. That's my belief. There was no one who paid to get in this thing that was actually going to get into it. I don't think this concert was ever supposed to happen. I think it was supposed to happen just like the first one. It was supposed to have a whole bunch of people that showed up and all met each other because he wasn't going to be there. And I think that it hit hard before he could make it. I think that he started getting flack about this show and from all the bands and about finishing deposits or paying deposits at all, and messages from vendors like, hey, where are we setting up? Where's your plot at? I don't think that this thing was ever meant to be something that people went to and had any enjoyment from. I think it was a complete and fucking utter scam, just like the first one. So even worse than that is, I don't think that that's the worst of this issue. I think that ignorance is not something that we can say is real. I think that when you get major names on a concert flyer, I feel like it was intentionally done. We all know what Blue Ridge Rock Festival was. We all know about that. We all know that place was never supposed to put on a concert. We know it was a shit show. And people were paid deposits because it needed to be legit to an extent for people to actually show up. You needed bands like the Browning to promote this thing, or no one was ever going to go. It just looked like a joke. There was people just remaking the flyer as like the next fantasy concert. But that thing was easily torn apart because it was just a guy. There weren't any major names tied into it. There wasn't any major record labels or radio promotion companies that were involved. It just looked like somebody trying to do a festival on their own. This one, this isn't that. Rock Rage Radio is all over this festival. Every instance of the flyer I can find is on this was a part of this festival. I mean, Rock Rage was always a part from the very beginning. Rock Rage, and I don't know how far you guys go back, but I've basically been, in cahoots with them for past 7 years, and am not currently. I have removed them and blocked them from all of my shit. I mean, they can still see everything, and I encourage you to send this to them. Because I have questions, and I'd love for fucking John Kunst to answer these questions. I know he won't. That's why I removed him from my Facebook, because he won't fucking respond. He's the hider of hiders. The guy doesn't have words to say, and I imagine that's probably how he's made it this far. So, how does Rock Rage continuously be a part of these failing events? That's what I want to know. How are they on that festival in metal in West Virginia that was basically the same thing? It was this festival in West Virginia, and it fucking canceled ahead of time and took everybody's money too. How does Rock Rage continuously be a part of these things? I mean, are they just playing the ignorant part? They gave fucking Heaven and Hell Productions, you know what, 5-10 grand, and we're just like, hey bro, put our name on the flyer. I'm gonna speculate and say no. Rock Rage wants that money, bro. There's too many people that I've heard from them not paying. Too many employees, too many people have worked for Rock Rage and left without getting their money. So Rock Rage just giving $10,000 for a concert that never was going to happen? I don't think that happened. And again, this is me speculating. This is just my opinion. But I've been watching Rock Rage for a long time. I think this is the third festival that they've been a part of that has done this. But worse so is you can go to J.W. Smith's page and everything on there is Rock Rage and Curtain Call Records. There are several of these bands, one jumps off the page, that are Rock Rage or Curtain Call bands. Sister Kill Cycle would be one of those bands. So I have this issue. How are you a record label and a radio company and are a sponsor of this festival? Your name is fucking all over it. It's been posted all over your pages and in your groups. How are you such a major part of this thing and didn't, you've got no statement and you've got no part? You're just not going to say nothing again? Rock Rage Radio, you're just going to be quiet? Well, that's weird, bro. I feel like you have a lot of fans that tried to go to this thing or trying to go to this thing. A lot of your bands were promoting going to this thing. They've taken dates off of their schedules. They planned trips across the country, maybe even bought plane tickets to go and play at this thing. And you're just not going to say nothing to nobody? You're not going to say nothing to all the people out there that are wanting their fucking money back, that bought tickets because they thought this was official? I think that's weird. Again, if it was me, if it was my fucking festival, and even if I didn't touch it, right? I'm doing this festival next year, and I've been a part of it, I've been promoting it. I never went. Maybe I never even met the promoter, right? Let's play all the way ignorant. But my name was fucking all over this thing. I made a statement. I did something, I said something to remove myself from this flack. Because I've waited sufficient time. This thing has been canceled for fucking a minute. Nobody has said nothing. Nobody has said nothing. I've been patient. I didn't buy tickets to this shit. All of you did. I've been patient for you. I've been trying to wait for this statement. I've been waiting for somebody to say something. But no one has. It's just fucking excuses. And it doesn't look like you're going to get your money back. So when does everybody speak up? When does everybody start shitting on these companies, these people who are obviously doing fucking wrong? And repeatedly, they've gotten comfortable in fucking you. When do you speak up? I'm saying, like, I realize people are comfortable behind their keyboards, but man, y'all gonna have to do something. You can't just be like, oh, I'm fucking angry. And him not do it again. You have to do something. So this is me calling out. If you're an attorney, hit me up, because I already hit up mine. I'm working on it. I could use all the people working on this case I possibly fucking can. I'm digging. I don't want this to happen again. I don't want it to fucking happen again anywhere. Nowhere. Not in Florida, not in West Virginia, not in Michigan, nowhere. Because I fucking see what you're doing. And you're fucking it up for everybody else. We've already got Live Nation and Ticketmaster out here monopolizing the concert scene. So we get something that locals can actually be a part of. Something we're excited to see our homies playing on. Because I've got friends that were supposed to play this fucking show. And you're just gonna screw them? So every record label out here, every fucking media company, every concert company, they're all just fucking people? Hey, that's why I started Joint Works Entertainment, bro. To fuck you. Because this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Bands should be getting their money. Bands should be getting paid for this fucking thing that you're doing. Everybody should get their money back. Fans shouldn't be torn from going to the next local festival. Because of you. Because you keep trying to take their money. How about you just get a fucking job? Go flip a fucking burger, because that's what it seems like you're competent in doing. You obviously are not very good at promoting or booking or doing anything in music. You found the only goddamn music company in the world that takes everyone. Congratulations. And congratulations to you, music company, for just signing everyone. Your fucking radio DJs are trash. I think I know of one that actually does a decent job that could be a radio DJ. What the fuck are you doing? You know that doesn't make you look good, right? When people are like, you know, you should go and listen to the band. Bro, that doesn't make your company look good. That's why I don't have 100 fucking people on the radio talking about Joint Works Entertainment, bro. It's about quality, not quantity. That's why I don't book shitty concerts like this. Because I'd rather people know me for doing good, not having to go back and wondering if it was a good festival or a bad one I booked last time. I only book good shit. It's not a mass production over here, man. And I think you might want to look into that. Because this isn't looking really good for you. And as I said, as a person in this industry that has no intention of fucking leaving, but the opposite, staying and making shit better, I'm not going to let this go. I have been digging, and I want all of you digging with me. I have reached out to higher powers, and I think this is bullshit. I think it should stop now. It doesn't need to go any further. We all have the capability of making this stop. There is enough of you that bought tickets to this fucking thing without knowing this Heaven and Hell Productions or this J.W. Smith that could have made it different. I'm saying, be more vigilant. This is a world of technology. All you have to do is Google somebody. I've got fucking hundreds of comments right here. It took me fucking a week to find. Don't spend your money on something that you're not sure about, man. If you know a band and you want to go see that band, message that band and be like, hey, bro, are you sure about this? If the band is like, well, you know, it seems really cool, but I don't know, then you should probably not go. If you're not buying a ticket directly from the band, that's fucking sketchy in itself to me. I mean, I want to buy a ticket from my homie. I don't want to message mamfest.net and buy a fucking rando ticket from a rando website that's connected to some guy's personal account. That's what it was the last festival that I checked out. The dude didn't have a business account. All of his money was going into a PayPal. And that's, I'm sure, where all of your money went. Just because you paid on a website doesn't mean that it went to somebody's official bank. And that's something that you could have researched. You know what I mean? Hey, where does this account tied to? Where is my money going? I'm not trying to call you stupid. Not at all. I've been screwed over before. I've been fucked. I've been duped. We all have, man. This is music. But that's what I do. Is to try to keep it from happening. Is to try to make everybody a little bit smarter. Because you should be able to learn from other people's mistakes. You should be able to learn from other people's hard goings. It's not even a mistake. You bought tickets to go see bands that you wanted to support. Good for you, man. That's not a bad thing. Research what it is that you're doing. Research where you're going. How many festivals has this Heaven and Hell Productions put on before? Save yourself a lot of agony and anguish, man. A lot of these bands that I see on this flyer, they play a lot of shows, a lot of them. And you could find them playing just about any time. I get that the festival, it sounds cool and everything seems cool, but along with that, man, you can research where it's going to be. You can research the property and the promoter and the sponsors. So you can talk to these people. I'm sure that Fran Hash Law Group would be happy to take your call to ask whether or not they sponsored this festival and whether or not they've looked into it. Again, they're an attorney. That's an attorney company. I would have to think that they would know what they were putting themselves onto. That's what sponsors are for. They're there to help bring attention to an event, but to help that event. Why would you put your interest and your money and focus into something that you were not sure about first? You didn't research ahead of time. I mean, it goes the same with Trump or Biden. You know, did you vote for either one of those people? Yeah, no. Did you vote for them without researching who they were? You did all the research you could before voting, right? Man, I try to research all the shit I don't know about before I get myself involved in it. Even at concerts, like we go to Summer Aloud. I didn't know what that was going to be like. So I watched several other people that had made videos, or I read articles that were talking about what to expect and what was there, how much shirts were, so I could have a budget to go. I tried to be resourceful before just putting myself in a fucking hard situation that I knew nothing about. And I get it. Cool, man. Live your life on the edge. You don't have to research anything. But if you're not going to research, don't be surprised when crazy shit happens. You gotta use the tools you got. If you've been digging a hole all day with your hand and there's a shovel laying there on the ground, I mean, don't complain about your hand hurting. You know what I mean? So, you guys hit me up. I'd love to hear about what happened. Did you pay? Are you a band that paid to get on this show? Are you a vendor that paid to set up for this show? How much? When did you pay? What account did you pay to? Send me messages or comment. I'm not trying to keep nobody's identity safe on this motherfucker. Please comment your hearts out. I will get to the bottom of it. You can bet your ass this won't happen again if I can have anything to do with it. I just won't stand for it, man. I'm here trying to do the right thing. I literally am working on a tour next year that is focused around positivity and unity. Now, why the fuck would I do that if this is what I wanted to do? Money's not fucking everything, man. We need to be people, and we need to do it together. Being people separately doesn't make us people at all. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support. Thanks for watching. I realize this was long. Stay tuned. There's lots of cool stuff coming out. Lots of new announcements coming out. Can't wait to tell you guys. I hate having to make posts like this, man, but I will forever do it until there's no more of them need to be done. I will use my voice and will try to help the world as best as I possibly fucking can. Until I can't. Happy fucking Sunday, y'all.